Alrighty, guys, we are back. It's your boy EQ, and up next we have Elliot Wilson saying he used to think Drake was a strategist, but he realized he's more cunning and witty. Cunningness would be a great quality for a great strategist, because when people don't like you, wittiness turns into smugness really quickly. Elliot also went on to say that Drake helped fuel Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us and Luther records due to his antics, which is most definitely a fact, with every attempt of trying to take steam out of this run just leading to huge surges in streams and sales. Elliot also said that Drake is struggling to accept the fact that this is the K-Dot era and the charts are definitely conveying this. The culture is definitely conveying this. Drake's career has definitely been forever altered, and with being dismantled in the manner that he was, it was obviously going to lower his stock. And the way he handled the loss was arguably what harmed his reputation the most, from the lawsuits to the sassy post, blaming everyone but himself at the end, whom I said probably had the biggest hand in his fall from grace. And this doesn't just mean he's going to fall off the face of the earth, but this past year has definitely had huge ramifications on his career. But enough dilly-dallying, let's jump right into the video, where we have Elliot Wilson saying he used to think Drake was a strategist, but he's realized he's more cunning and witty. Elliot also went on to say that Drake helped fuel Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us and Luther records due to his antics, which is most definitely a fact. If he ever wants a career in marketing, he's got it. And also going on to say that he can't accept the fact that this is the K-Dot era. And it's being proven with the very thing that Drake has had over other rappers for a very long time. Sales. The fact that Kendrick Lamar has like 3 records in the top 5, with Drake's highest offering rounding out the top 10 at number 10.
Classic artist thing where it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like don't give me a warning shot. My next chapter, nigga. You just gave us a chapter.
You didn't like the jam.
What is that? You just gave you dropped a record 3 weeks ago. What was the next chapter? You gave us a chapter. You gave us 21 songs, and none of them are outperforming any of Kendrick's records.
Exactly. Like I said, the one thing he's had on every other rapper has always been numbers. That's obviously not the case right now. And it's not like the quality of music has changed. It's the very same quality. It's almost exactly the very same quality. But to think that the beef and how he acted after the beef wouldn't have any effect on his career is obviously only something an insane person would think, or an OVO stan right now.
The song that people talk about is You By Yourself.
Both are in the same
Where's
right now
Party?
category.
Nokia. Like, I don't understand the strategy anymore. Let's say he would have just dropped Nokia, right?
Here we go.
Here's one. Let's say he would have just dropped, imagine this world.
Yeah.
I'm Drake. I got low for a couple months. I let the Super Bowl go by.
Guy's such a flip-flopper though, man. This guy has pretty much turned into the person he was complaining about like 2 years ago when he was saying that the people that perform like this is not media just to go and do the very same thing. But like how a lot of people say, if you can't beat them, join them.
I let the Grammys go by, blah, blah. Then I pop up, and here's my first single. It's called Nokia. TikTok goes crazy. Oh, the boys back. Oh, the fuckers battle. Da, 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 da. And my solo album's coming in a month or 2 months. Wouldn't there be a whole different perspective, a perception of him, and everything would look different than it does now? So now you've underperformed with this Party record like I told you was going to do, and now you want to sell us on the dream of a solo record that's going to crush everything again. Like,
yeah, man, that collaborative album with Party Next Door was Drake's 3rd lowest first week numbers ever. Very, very telling. I mean, for it to get beat out in its 2nd week by GNX, a project that has been out for 16 weeks, is all we need to see to realize what the public is gravitating towards. That Nokia record, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, would have went up. That's obviously not the case. While it is obviously a successful record, relatively speaking, for Drake, it's not hitting the metrics that he's been used to his whole career. Because they're obviously putting money into this record, they're putting marketing into this record, and it's still sitting at number 10, which is his highest positioning on the Billboard Hot 200.
Like, come on, dog. It's like, where's it? As Head said earlier, it's like, I thought he was such a brilliant strategist, just like a fellow brilliant strategist, Kendrick. But what's your thing you always say, Head? He's like, he's not intelligent, he's just cunning in a sense, right?
Witty.
Cunning and witty. He's more cunning and witty.
And cunning would obviously be a great quality to have as a strategist. But at this point, a lot of people would probably categorize some of those moves as like backdooring somebody or being backstabby, which is probably why a lot of people really haven't come to his defense at all, whether it's executives at these big conglomerates or his fellow colleagues, the artists he's worked with over the last 15 years. The only people that have truly really come to his defense are people that desperately need him to get hot so they can get hot.
Cunning and cunning and what?
Witty.
What's witty. He's more cunning and witty than strategic. You know, and the way he moves, like I don't get it anymore. It's like he's just frustrated because he likes being the number one guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sell the world that he's the number one guy.
When you're
Okay,
number
how many
10.
girls you have that's your homegirls in the yacht doing those lyrics and shooting these little TikToks, you're not number one, dog. It's the die era. You're number two. You're silver medalist. You're number one right now.
Which is still a great position to have, but obviously for Drake, it's something that he can't come to terms with. He's always been number one, but it's like how Mike Tyson stated, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. It's a lot easier to win when you're the front runner and you're beating people by 30. But as soon as you face adversity, that's truly what defines your legacy, you know? And Drake obviously seems to not do well with adversity.
And you're mad. And you can't hide it. So that same position, like I had saying earlier, too,
Emotional.
like, of you just being mad and everybody else just doesn't get it. It's like, no, we get it. We like you still, but we don't like how you're moving. And he still isn't moving right. So I don't get it. It's like,
bro, go make your song.
He made songs at party. He made 21 songs and none of them in the top 50. Not one song. Not one song they made together is in the top. No, the Die Trying, the pop shit.
What about Somebody Love Me? Is that not up there?
I don't think it's. Why are you getting beat by? You're still battling Not Like Us. Not Like Us is number 2 record in the country.
And it's been out for like, what, 9 months at this point? Obviously, that record is a phenomenon, has been a phenomenon, and will go on as one of the most successful hip-hop songs of all time. The fact that he dropped 20-plus records and only one of them is barely cracking into the top 10 is very telling where his career is right now. He's not going to miss any meals anytime soon. He's obviously going to still be one of the more successful artists out there. But there has definitely been a major shift, and he's obviously having a huge identity crisis.
How did that... Before we get out of here, one last thing. I get that people are going to say, okay, these records are doing well because of the pre-hype, post-game, Super Bowl, blah, blah. We've never seen nothing like that. Isn't Drake's presence furthering the Kendrick reign of why these records are still dominant?
Yeah, well, he keeps bringing the beef up, directly and indirectly. The guy obviously is very bothered, no matter how many times he wants to tell us otherwise. And while it's too late to undo a lot of the damage he's done, if the guy would have just handled this graciously, people lose all the time. If you would handle it with a little more class, yeah, people would have had their jokes, but I don't think the damage would have been anywhere as near if he would have took it that route.
He's fueling Luther. He's fueling TV Off. He's fueling Not Like Us. He's running himself down to the ground and losing over and over again because of his actions. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And you think Nokia's gonna save the day? You can TikTok yourself to the end. It's not gonna save the day. It's not gonna change what the world is. Not gonna.
You can't
nothing you can
slide
do
out of this one.
You can't give enough hugs out. It's not happening. But hey, what do I know, man? I'm ready for a solo album dropping in October. Okay, great.
Birthday.
Jeremy Heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's obviously not a lot of excitement surrounding this stuff right now. You do have a minority of people. You do have the Drake stans that will forever try to spin any of these narratives into a positive, which I don't think is helping Drake at all because it's furthering his delusion. But the facts are the facts, and these numbers for him are almost an all-time low. You would think him being in possibly one of the biggest news stories in hip-hop, this beef would have also helped his sales because people would be interested in hearing what he has to say after all that. But he has breeded a lot of resentment and contempt amongst so many people that it's going to be so difficult to ever erase any of it because people forgive, but they don't forget. If you're moving 100,000+ units in your first week, I honestly see that as a very huge success because a lot of these acts now are struggling to sell even 20,000 units. But for a guy that has always prided sales numbers, I'm the number one guy, I'm the Mike Jack of rap. Honestly, when you don't have that, what is your identity? When that's been your identity for like the last 15 years and now someone else is carrying that title. Grace is going to be your friend, but by the time you realize that, it just may be too late. He's still going to do monster numbers streaming. The guy's back catalog is immense. There's years where he's dropping 2 to 3 projects. So money is never obviously going to be an issue. But it's like with anything. It's like in sports. It's like in acting. When somebody just hangs on a little too long and all they do is just diminish their legacy. And when you're working overtime to do just as much damage, if not more yourself, what can you really expect but the outcome we're seeing right now? But definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with Elliot when he says that he used to think that Drake was a strategist? Yeah, when you're having as much success as somebody like Drake was having, we would all obviously assume that. And while backdooring people and pulling off these backhanded moves could obviously be elements of a good strategist, as soon as you're exposed, you basically have no allies left, which leaves you in a supremely compromising position. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Drake is also fueling these numbers? I obviously think he is because anytime he attempts to try to take any of the steam away from anything Kendrick Lamar is doing, we see like 400% surges and records catapult from like number 5 back to number 1 again after being out for like 9 months. So definitely let me know what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It does the channel wonders. I really want to thank you guys so much for continuing to make this channel a part of your day. It honestly means the world to me, and all the love and support you guys continue to show the channel on a daily is honestly overwhelming. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys have to say on this situation. Hope you guys love this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. But it is funny that Elliot has basically turned into the person he was complaining about 2-3 years ago.